Hey everyone, welcome back for another Who Are They Real Talk. Once again, I am Matt, and of course, as always, I am joined by Nick.
I decided to record this from my room. One, because I didn't want to go downstairs, but two, because I have the wrong time to have a cold. You know, I have the nasal symptoms along with it, so obviously nothing is wrong. But if I just start to randomly cough, I'm okay, everybody.
Yes, and no Chris tonight. Chris is doing something for Final Buzzer tomorrow. But joining us today, we have three guests, and the first of which is Misha Tot.
Hello.
How you doing, Misha?
Surviving.
Yeah, how's quarantine treating you?
Just been staying busy in the quarantine.
Second among of which our guests are Eli Manos. Eli, how you doing, bud?
Doing all right. How are you guys doing?
We're hanging in there.
Yeah.
Everybody is.
Yeah.
And last but certainly not least, we have Eli's brother, Sean Manos.
Yeah.
Hello.
But, for those of you who don't know,
in the building, y'all.
These guys are three of the guys behind Low Lives, the series, and also they are the band known as Low Lives, the band, which I know, Misha, you described as an anti-band at times.
Yeah. We're going through
Family.
But yeah, so we have them joining us today. But real quick, as we always do, we're going to go off the top with quick notes. First off, Kenobi got a new writer. Yay. You can hear more about that on Saber Reels. I just want to say real quick, it happened. Oh, well, got to move on. Second of which, we have that Disney and Sony basically moved their entire film slates for the next year or so. So that's fun. We got surprise release dates for like Captain Marvel 2, Indiana Jones 5 got pushed back another year. Mulan is getting released in July if coronavirus has calmed down. Morbius got moved back till March. Venom 2 is staying in place. It's just all crazy.
Come take Cisco out.
And there's my Google Play. But no, so any thoughts on that, guys?
That sucks.
I'm kind of wondering where Black Widow stands and all because I thought I heard it was just going to go straight to the Disney Plus, but they might still do theatrical run on it. I don't know.
I mean, I hope so. They'll probably end up releasing it and then totally, oh my gosh, totally like putting it back in theaters or something like that. But
yeah.
We'll see. I mean, it's impacting all of us, obviously, when it comes to regular film or independent film. And, you know, I know personally I'm really eager to just get back to filming with all the regular people that I at least work with and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is unfortunate. It gives us less to do, but at the same time, everyone here is kind of involved in the independent film community in some way or form. So even though it's giving us less to do, it's giving us more to do, if that makes sense.
Just a lot of time to be creative, more or less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But speaking of creativity, we're primarily here to talk to you guys, talk to you about these two things you're a part of, which is the Low Lives web series and the Low Lives. Who's got a maraca?
I don't think there's a maraca.
Okay.
And the Low Lives band.
Yeah.
I hit a gate. Maybe that's what.
But first off, who came up with the idea for this web series? That's something I've really been curious about ever since it started.
Oh.
Be that guy over there. Doing it on
The guy, he might be there. At least he's
I'm
there
there.
from my perspective. Yeah.
From my perspective, he's over there.
Oh.
Well,
He's
Sean,
everywhere.
Wrong perspective, Sean, because you're going at me.
Oh, well, congratulations. You just got promoted.
the whole idea was, I don't know.
Short answer is Misha came up with it. I helped with some of the story-related stuff, but he came up with it.
Yeah. They're just it's old. Like, it's something different. Video games and partying. That's the show's about, and the weird stuff.
How
Are we live?
Yeah, we're live. We're live. But how did you come up with the idea? That's what I'm really curious about.
I'm a gamer. I like video games, and I've been playing a bunch of people who actually became really good friends in real life. And that's how the whole thing snowballed. And I knew Sean from In Guns We Trust. I knew he was good, so I brought him on board as like help me out with ideas. And Rob Grant was there too, so all three of us kind of stuck together. And then we started filming, and afterwards Eli came on board, and he did the music for it. So it was kind of like a collaborative thing.
Now,
it was fun.
Sean, you said you helped a lot with the story points. What story points did you kind of add into it?
It was kind of more, and I can't hear a word of what Misha just said.
You can't hear me, really?
So if I'm repeating something, then that's why. Just kind of, I don't know, general. Just
No, I can't hear him. That's weird.
I don't know. This happens, and then this happens, and then this happens. So like, helped with ideas as to what video games started out, like each episode, things like that. It was really kind of just like a process of about 4 or 5 meetups that we did, all along with guys like John Robinson, who I don't know what happened to him, but like there'd be a couple of meetings where we would just kind of shoot ideas back and forth, and then he wrote it.
I'm not gonna lie, I can't hear Sean at all.
That's fine. But
I can't hear it.
Hey, Eli, just an idea. You wanna team up with your brother and have him sit down with you, take the headphones off, and see if
let's do it. Join the party wherever he is. I predict he will suddenly come in this room. Oh my God, there he is.
Can you hear?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, I can hear. Okay.
Like a second
We're gonna try doing this. I'm gonna try taking out the headphones and see if anything happens. So, can you guys still hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello.
All right.
Misha, can you hear them?
Cool.
No, I can't hear him.
Okay, now I can hear him.
Okay.
Hey, Misha, how about you leave the stream and rejoin? It seems like you're having the most issues.
All right, yeah. Can you guys invite me in real quick? Actually, I got it.
Well, it's the same link.
And then there were us.
Well, hello.
Now,
Since he's gone, we gotta tell you guys about that little secret before he comes back. It's a dark secret. We didn't want to tell anyone, but now he's here.
We have 3 dads.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes, it worked. I can hear you guys.
all right, perfect. So I do want to know, Sean, this is a question I have for you, and this is from episode 2 of the show.
yes.
Are those your real feelings about Tarantino?
I don't know. Misha wasn't the real thing.
Actually,
They're actually his real feelings.
that's how I feel about Tarantino. 100%. Yeah.
Wow.
Mine.
Yeah.
I simply was being a good actor and reciting the dialogue.
There you
I
go.
also don't necessarily disagree with some of the points that were made in the show. So kind of.
Okay.
Yeah.
Misha, why is that your point of view?
I appreciate him as a director. I appreciate what he did for film. But I just not my type of movies. I don't like him.
I'm there with you for the most part. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. I like 1 or 2 of his. That's about it. But just how much praise he gets. I'm just,
Yeah, it was good.
The thing I guess I agree with is the fact that like so many people they think they're supposed to think that's their favorite director.
yeah.
You know, and that's kind of, they'll get really kind of hipstery about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really kind of douchey about it. It's just like, what do you mean? Pulp Fiction was obviously his best film. And it's just like,
Yeah.
Hollywood was a way better movie than Pulp Fiction was. But you can't tell these people that because they're like, whoa,
And that's how Sean feels about it. There you go. That's exactly what it is. No, he's right. He's 100% right. That's exactly what my stand on it.
I mean, yeah, but that's like really good method acting right there. So,
Right.
like,
Django was good and Glorious was
I
good.
love Django. That's it. That's about it.
Hateful Eight was great. I mean,
I like most of his movies. I
Yeah.
like what he's done.
Django
Eli,
was good.
Eli, I respect your point of view, but I think I'm more with Sean and Misha on this one.
That's all good. I also like all sorts of random shit, so it's all good.
Yeah, I
My
get
fault.
that.
We know because we ran into you at the Harry Potter marathon.
Yes. Oh, that was. I wish.
That's something I did not know.
Fun fact about that: I only sat through up till I had tickets for all those movies, and my back hurt because I tried to sit through a whole day of them. So I didn't watch the rest after Goblet of Fire.
Oh my
Because my
god!
back hurt from sitting in the theater all day.
I'm sorry you had to watch one of the worst ones. Your last one was one of the worst ones.
Yeah, it was a very dark ending to what was supposed to be a great journey through the Harry Potter stuff.
But no, so Low Lives has 3 episodes now out right now. You have the pilot. You have what's the name of the second episode? It's kind of escaping me right now.
Single player. No. Yeah, single player.
Loading.
Loading.
Yeah, loading. That's it. Loading.
That's loading. Yeah. Okay. That's.
Yeah. The third one was.
And then you have what is it? Are you guys doing 6 or 8?
It's 7 episodes. Yeah.
7. All right.
Compromise.
So
Right.
without if it's a future episode, without giving it away, what is your favorite episode of the 7?
My personal is the 5th one. You'll see why.
Okay.
Is that the one with the thing where the thing happens in the thing?
It's your episode.
Okay. That's the thing where the thing
That
happens.
one that might also be my favorite. I'm trying to remember actually.
That one's good. I like Loading. I like the second one. The second one's really good. Yeah, I guess it would be second one, and then I guess the 5th one, and then I got to watch the 6th and 7th ones again to refresh my memory.
I'd have to see all of them.
I was really drunk in the premiere.
Well,
I scored it in pieces.
Which
I'm honestly the only person here who hasn't seen the whole thing because work got in the way of both screenings. So, like, I'm watching this as a first-time viewer for each episode, and I gotta say the shock value of the comedy in the beginning of the 3rd episode, I had to laugh because I have a buddy online who he's actually a gay man, just like your character, Sean.
Hey, man.
And we kind of had that situation happen just over the mic at one point, and he forgot he was in the Xbox party.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
And he wasn't, like, messing with you?
No, he wasn't messing with us.
Okay. All right.
So, I will say I've related a lot to some of the situations in this show because there are 2 friends that I knew before Xbox, but I have a buddy, Carl, and Anucci, who same kind of situation, close friends. There's one friend in our group who Nick's talked to him at times, Joe, who he lives in New Jersey. He's the only one we haven't met. But you guys have probably put together one of the most relatable shows in terms of today's generation, considering we live in a world where gaming is so prominent.
Yeah. Thank you. This was a fun trip.
I know, Misha, I know you're moving later this year. Are there any plans for a second season?
Not right now. We actually, me and Sean and we're actually gonna be working with a producer named Dan Edwards and Eli, obviously, and we're gonna be doing a little short film. They'll be shot here in Cleveland, probably June, July, a month before I leave, and that's gonna be what do you call that, Sean? It's like a proof of content. Yeah, so we're gonna turn it into a feature, and we're gonna pitch it to people essentially. So that's gonna be like one of our biggest projects we're gonna do.
Yeah, so we're basically we're gonna shoot a short film. It's gonna be a proof of concept. It's called Pretty Metal, and the idea is and we're outlining out the feature concept now, but the idea is to turn it into a feature, and then yay,
there you go.
So that's pretty much next on the docket, yeah.
That's why I have Sean talking for me, because I'm not really good at this whole explaining shit.
And to answer the question, I mean, if Low Lives does really well, I mean, we're just screening it now. I mean, it's Operation Hermit kind of brings things out. But if it takes off, or if someone wants to pick it up, reshoot it, whatever, then who knows? But that's what we got coming next, among many, many other things.
It's going to be pretty rad.
because
Fair
him
enough.
and the house, they got things coming that I'm going to be part of, and so yeah.
Good.
Well, among pretty rad things, you guys started what, like I said earlier, Misha describes as the anti-band. That is Low Lives the band, and you guys have had quite a few interesting songs. Just to name a few, we got Whiskey Dick, Sugar Daddy, and then today we got the unofficial Tiger King song.
Yeah, that kind of blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that blew up
Which is
quick.
awesome.
But what's been the favorite song that you've made outside of possibly Tiger King? Because I know that was the most recent.
What is your favorite song, Eli? That's a good question.
My favorite one to play is the Ballad of Hunter S. Thompson.
Okay.
Why is that?
All sorts of ragtimey on the piano, and I like any excuse to get ragtimey on the piano.
And I was there for the screening at the Fun Mill Fest. That was by far one of my favorite music videos for you guys. There was so much to it that I just loved it.
But it's funny because half the people in the crowd got the joke, and the other half kind of sat there and like, what is happening?
They were like,
Like-
"Who is Hunter S. Thompson?"
Yeah. Like, so
I got it, but I
What's
also,
your
I mean,
favorite
just
Lowlife song?
My favorite Lowlife song, probably Sugar Daddy.
Yeah,
that was
that was one of my favorites, honestly. Although like I said, I actually really love the Tiger King song, and it kind of took me by surprise. I haven't even watched the show. I'm going to be honest. I've been avoiding it like the plague.
Oh, you should watch it.
you should definitely watch it.
The first 2 minutes, and you'll be like, "Oh."
Don't just watch it because, okay, did you like the Firefest documentary?
I never watched the Firefest documentary.
You like
Watch
documentaries?
that too.
You said what?
Do you like documentaries?
Yes, I actually own quite a few of them. So yes.
Okay. It's a good documentary. I
It's
don't know.
just very well done.
I get it because like a lot of people are just like, hey, watch this shit. It's really fucking crazy and everything, which will make a lot of people not want to watch it because, you know,
Yeah.
Tarantino is my favorite director.
pretty much exactly.
So no, for this, it's not because people are suggesting it. It's more so the fact that America's kind of stupid,
Well,
It's gonna get better.
and that's exactly why I don't need to see the how stupid America can really be. Because I've heard that these people who are in the documentary actually think they're really cool, but they're like some of the most dumb, ignorant pieces of shit you'll ever see.
Honestly, it's the story itself is just so crazy, and every episode will make you change your mind about every single character. But to me, that's the great documentary right there, because every episode makes you change. You're like, I like this person. No, I don't like him. Oh, I like him. I don't like him. It's great.
It's like a true crime documentary. Inherently, it's a true crime documentary, but it's from a different perspective than other true crime documentaries. You're interviewing the criminals who think that they are doing nothing wrong, and they are extremely quirky in many different ways.
And meth.
Lots of God complexes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of God complexes.
It seems like it, yeah.
And a lot of meth.
Meth.
Misha, is that what inspired you to write the song?
I just thought we get a bunch of views because it's a really topical song. That's about it. I didn't expect to be this good, honestly.
We slave for our music.
I just had to ask because I'm sitting there in the music video and you have this little break. You're like, yes. After I watched this, I knew I had to write a song about it. I'm just like, was it like something about it that caused it, or?
No, I just like the idea, and everybody's talking about it. And that's we do the Storm Area 51 when that whole thing was happening.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We got like 10,000 views on the video. Guys?
Wow.
6,000, yeah.
Yeah. So we got a bunch of that because that's happening, and
Mediums.
And
Yeah.
these guys were like, "Fuck it, let's do it." And we're like, "Let's go!" So it's fun. Plus, the acting on Sean Spartan dressed up like him and walking around filming him was really funny.
Yeah, Sean, you looked fucking hilarious in that video. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, and to that point, there's nothing wrong with, doing stuff that is topical, because obviously it's going to bring more views to the series, which it definitely deserves for sure.
Yeah, this whole band's supposed to promote the web series.
Yeah,
This kind of took a life on its own.
I was about to say, I think the web series promotes the band more than the other way around now.
It's kind of become the web series was only like if you didn't come to the first two screenings, you didn't see it, right? So all you saw was a trailer, a long time ago. And then meanwhile, Low Lives the band has put out a song every month, if not more so, you know, so it's a lot more prevalent. But it was started, I wasn't even a part of it when it started, but
yeah, that was actually one of my questions. Like, what got you involved? Because I know originally it was just like Eli and Isha basically, and then all of a sudden I saw you were in it. I'm like, wait, what?
Well, they beheaded Cody, who originally was in my spot.
I thought you died in a helicopter crash.
No, it was a beheading.
Okay.
And after
By a helicopter.
pretty much he didn't want to do it anymore, and I needed something to scratch my sketch comedy itch, so it kind of worked out.
Yeah.
Well, I know that with you, when you first joined, there was like a character introduced. I was curious, how come you just didn't do the character from your show? Just like Misha's still skid marks.
I think because I think it started for a lot of different reasons. It was meant to kind of mimic the show, I guess. So Misha kind of did it in that character. But then when they put out a couple of songs, those didn't really mimic the characters in the show. And it kind of became pretty evident that this was going to be a separate entity. And so when I joined up, first of all, my character in the show is, I mean, he's quirky, but he's very much the straight man in a lot of scenes, you know, to a lot
straight gay man.
Yes.
Straight gay man, right? That's right.
He's Neil Patrick Harris, basically.
Right. So he's a lot of so having that character kind of be the same as in the band probably wouldn't make it work as much. In basically what I am is like this Flavor Flav type kind of hype man like thing. I still don't entirely know what I do, but it's probably closer to that than anything remotely.
You're a soul.
Yeah, right. So yeah. So it just kind of, in order to make it work a little better, I just kind of figured I'd just play a different character every time and try doing it that way is be a little more interesting than just kind of playing basically a normal guy, which is what I am in the Low Lives show.
If you think about it, in the Low Lives show, Sean's character and the guy from Low Lives the band are two different people. They just look alike, technically.
Yeah, they're like polar opposites.
You know? They're like same people. They're like different people. They're not the same person. So
twins separated at birth.
Twin brother.
He's his evil twin android brother who shows up with a different character each day. Sometimes he's a drill sergeant. Sometimes he's
Contrast Thompson.
Sometimes he's a drag performer. Sometimes he's Joe Exotic. We don't know. It just depends on what's called for.
Tiger King could actually be the secret twin brother of Blood Slash. So.
I was playing a lot of different types of characters, so it kind of gives me an outlet to do that.
Fair enough. Now, I know does basically every song debut with the music video. I can't remember because I was like doing a ton of research after work today. It seems like almost every song has its own music video.
At least online. Yeah.
We have about 25 songs right now, and we made videos for about 12 of them, maybe.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember you had like a boobs song that you were making a music video for. I remember you went live on Facebook talking about. You're like, "Yeah, I'm just blurring out a ton of boobs right now."
Was that the Isle of Dog? What was it?
No, that was actually just a video I did for EST Fest. I went to EST Fest, and a lot of girls flashed me when I was there with my camera. So I put a bunch of cats where the nipples were. So like literally had to track cats on their nipples, like a cat heads, about like 10 different girls. And I made a video out of it, and I got a bunch of views. So like, it's called Kitties and Titties.
Fair enough. I thought that was a song you're coming up with, but fair enough.
No, that was just like a side job.
Now, how quickly is the turnaround from writing the song to making the music video? Because I know that you guys always seem to be working on music and stuff like that, with Eli playing the piano in videos and stuff like that.
That's pretty fast, right?
Yeah, no, it only takes like about most of the time, like a day. So what will usually happen, I think we have a few main ways we do it. Sometimes I'll create the initial beat and then we'll take like a day or two and then we'll just finish it. Most of the time we make music and then we make music to, and then I send a rough version of it to Misha and Misha makes lyrics to that. Some other times, depending on how many, sometimes depending on how many other projects we have going on or something, sometimes someone else will make a beat that Misha will make lyrics to, and then I'll come in and I'll master track it. So that's kind of what the Tiger King song was. The beat was actually from somebody else, but I matched it, and Misha made lyrics to that. But it's always different.
Yeah.
Well,
And it all has piano.
what's been the favorite music video to make?
What do you guys? Give me your answers first.
Mine, I think, is still Sugar Daddy
Why is that?
Okay.
because it gave me a chance to twerk.
What about you, Sean?
Oh God. Each one is so vastly just different from each other. They're all just, I don't know. Each one is just a different experience. I'm a different person. They're all just, they're different. They're shot differently in a lot of ways. Like some are bigger, some are more compact.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, Sean. Gun to your head. Which one would you have? Which one would you just watch right now if you could?
Well, probably Tiger King because it's most recent. I don't know. Hunter S. Thompson probably comes to mind. That one had the most extras. That one was pretty crazy. You're dry humping a lot of people in your underwear. That one's definitely notable. I don't know. I mean, when I was the Rutt Buckley character doing the low life video, we're out in the rain on a tennis court in the middle of the concrete.
That rain was real.
Oh boy.
Sugar Daddy, it was just us in the screen, but that was pretty cool. We were just kind of all up on each other's shit, just dancing on each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Misha, how about you?
Storm Area 51.
Storm Area 51.
Yeah, because that one was, to me personally, the most fun because that was like literally just people who throw fires. We had, and because I shot Eli one day and I shot Sean the other day. And then we had this huge party with all these people, and it was about like 40 people, and this spit fire, and there was like people dressed like aliens, and it was really nice out. It was actually really fun. We got really drunk afterwards. It was like a big party.
Well,
It was dope.
I could understand why that would honestly be pretty fun. Just it seems like you're able to throw a lot of parties together to go along with the music videos.
I mean, you gotta have fun with this stuff. I mean, people take this shit way too seriously. Like music and film, people take way too seriously. Like, come on, just have fun.
It's all about having fun.
And I think that's why people gravitate towards your projects a lot, because I know you're a director. You do a lot. You've directed a lot of low lives. You're really involved with the band. You have In Guns We Trust in production. And everyone I talk to just wants to work with you and be a part of your stuff, which is why I'm kind of sad that you're leaving, because it's like, oh well, shit. There's like a big presence in the Cleveland indie community going right there.
I'll be here till June, July. Me and Sean, Eli, gonna be working a lot of stuff together. So you have a chance. So this whole thing fucking blows over, we're gonna do some more big stuff, you know. So you guys can welcome to come out and just have fun with us.
We got a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's going to be an explosion of new material as soon as everything passes
Really?
over.
Yeah.
So we've been doing the past few months.
We've done nothing but just come up with concepts and just yeah.
Could you give us like a little bit of a preview of one, possibly? Then an idea that you got.
Egyptian death cult.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Egyptian what?
Yeah. They have this is a really good idea. They have.
Yeah.
So,
Got Cyrus.
Pretty metal.
yeah, talk about Pretty Metal, Sean. Can you come up a little bit? We can barely hear you.
So Pretty Metal is so it's pretty much it's about an all girl group, and it's about an all girl group, and they are trying to progress from their time on this America's Got Talent type show. They decide that they're going to form a metal project, and what happens, we'll have to see. But it's pretty much kind of their growth, their story. It's very much kind of it's a comedy, kind of like this, almost like a Pitch Perfect meets School of Rock in terms of its tone. It's going to be really light.
Okay.
And it's definitely something very different than anything I've written before and been a part of before, but definitely acted in before when it comes to it. But it'll be fun. I think we got a great cast. Like the people we got for this are still looking to get our our top of the line around here. So we're really stoked about that.
You want to keep that cast under wraps, or you want to drop a couple names?
Give them top 3.
Yeah, Caitlin Newberry's. So the 3 girls, the main 3 antagonists, or protagonists.
What?
Let's try that again. Caitlin Newberry, Angela Cole, and Lena Edwards be the 3. And then we'll have other appearances from others: George Tootie, myself, Dominic Cancellieri, if I'm saying his name right. Rob Grant, of course. And then
naturally
a host of many others. So
Fair enough. All right. Well, I know you and Misha are also really constant collaborators. One of my personal favorite shorts of yours is The Day After the Purge.
I love that one.
Yeah, very much.
That one was great.
That was a fun character.
What was the creative process behind that?
Well, that was in collaboration with Taco Truck, particularly Jake. Yeah. We got together. I think the original idea was, I think me and Misha came up with that, or Misha just came up with that. I forgot the origination.
We came up with it, yeah.
Yeah, and then we brought Jake in, and we kind of all wrote it together in the same room, and everything else, when everyone kind of just got there, we essentially were seeing who showed up that day, and then we kind of assigned roles left and right. I knew what I was going to be. Jake knew what he was going to be. Paul also, and then everybody else. We were just kind of, whoever showed up, we're going to make this work. So we knew someone was going to be the boss. We didn't even know it was going to be Rob that day. It was like, Rob, you're the boss. So we just kind of made that kind of work out. So
you purposely were like, I'm going to be the guy who's like, I'm just going to have the knife in my head. And
that was something we were hoping we can, like, all the props to Cody, Cheryl, and Jake for being able to pull that off. Yeah. Because we were gonna cheat it in a different way. But brought up the idea of, like, can you get this knife stuck in my head? And they pulled it off. I think originally it was gonna be like something like attached to like my chest, or it was gonna be something that we could maybe theoretically do easier. Yeah. But then when they got there, like, oh no, we'll make that work. So they got this rubber knife, they cut it in half, they glued it on or taped it on, wrapped it up really good, made it look super legit. So it's like, wow, all right, I gotta step up.
Dude, that was fun.
Come on, Misha, tell us a little bit more about your creative process. Because like I said, I know it seems like you're the big ideas guy. You always have this big idea, or like, I have this idea. Let's go. Let's run with it.
Sometimes. Most of the time, we just I call up Sean, or Sean calls me, and he'd be like, yo, man, I had this idea. I'd be like, yo, man, I have this idea. And we kind of bounce off each other, and until we get something solid or something we can actually do with no budget for the most part. But I don't know. For the songs, I just come up with the idea, and I give Eli idea, then bounce ideas with Sean for the video shoot. And that's one thing. The sketch is always different. I have a bunch of sketches like written down to come up with, and we just kind of whatever we have time for, whatever we can do.
The process of the songs is pretty much all Misha, and then Misha and Eli. The process of the sketches, I'm usually a lot more involved. Usually with the songs, I come in way after. All right, what do I have to do? All right, boom. Let's work this out.
What's your personal favorite sketch then, each of you?
You guys go first.
A lot of those.
My favorite one to score was the Grinch.
Yes, the Grinch.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Cleveland Spring Break started all of it. That was the first kind of taste of going viral. So that was kind of that was the first one. So that comes to mind. But we've done a lot, from the director sketch to Grinch.
I love the director sketch.
The director sketch was awesome.
I think the Kenobi director sketch is probably my favorite, actually.
That one's fun.
I have no idea what that is. Please enlighten me.
Oh, yeah. So we based on experiences that we have had or have heard secondhand, I came up with this character who is the worst indie director in the world. And it's just kind of a day in the life of this guy and his crew, and in what happens. So it's like indie director from hell. Cats eating leaves. But yeah, so it's pretty much just a really terrible indie director whose personality and the things he says are rooted more in fact than you would hope that one would be. So, we exaggerated, but we didn't really exactly.
I was just about to say, it doesn't sound like you exaggerated at all.
It was a fun one.
We exaggerated a little bit, just to kind of
a little bit, just
but,
a little bit.
I'm sure if the Rusty Trombones reference.
Well, I'll put it this way: some of it we didn't exaggerate whatsoever. Others we did. But pretty much everything.
I'm gonna have to find this video.
Yeah. So
it's somewhere. Yeah.
Is it on your YouTube, Misha?
Video, yeah, it's up
It's
there.
on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay.
I was gonna say it premiered in front of the second screening though of Low Lives, right?
Yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's
where I was able to actually like see the whole series myself, and I will say, fantastic. I can't wait for everybody to see everything, because I make movies with Lou. You guys have met him before, and he always goes to these screenings and stuff like that and says like, "Wow, this is like a who's who of the Cleveland film scene." So, what is it like to kind of work with such a large, diverse cast? Because I know that like I'd be watching the series and then out of nowhere, oh hey, there's that guy. I won't spoil anything for people who know the people throughout the Cleveland area, but it was so much fun to see these people. So what's it like just being so collaborative? I know that Matt had brought it up earlier, and bringing all these different types of people in for these projects.
Dude, it makes me step my game up, because I know there's so many people like were looking up to this web series, and so many people actually ready to work with us. It made me step my game up. I mean, even acting wise, acting with Sean and Rob, who like really good, and I'm on screen with them, and I was like, shit, I gotta be good at acting, because I don't want to look like an asshole with these two guys just killing it. So
I mean, you're being a bit modest. I've seen what's Johnny's movie that's title slipping me.
Inner Self.
Yes, Inner Self.
Yeah. I'm all right. Just personally made me step my game up. That's what I liked about this whole project. I learned a lot. What about you, Sean, Eli?
You work with I don't know. I mean, many of them I worked with before, some I haven't, and it's cool. I mean, every day is very different. You know,
Made me want to step my game up in terms of music.
Yeah, that was kind of the first.
Eli, you never really have to step your game up. You're probably the best composer in Cleveland right now. I'm gonna be
true.
Flat out honest.
That was the beginning of people kind of finding out what he could do.
Well, like I just remember when like Nick and I did when Nick and I did Rise of Ren, I looked at his
Star Wars thing first, right?
Yeah.
Rise of Ren, yes.
Yeah, you did the Star Wars,
and
it was a fefeature, right?
Yeah.
You did.
Yeah. Don't remind me that was a feature. That was.
Oh, you guys did that?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Full circle, right?
Full circle.
Yeah, right.
No, what I was about to say, like the moment, because it was like one night I was on Facebook and Eli.
There's a poster over there. I don't know. Sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, Eli posted his reel of all these different scenes and music, and I'm just like, I'm gonna message him real quick because Eli, you seriously, I'm still wondering why you're in Cleveland right now.
I appreciate it. I mean, Cleveland's filled with wonderful talent. I'm still like I love this because I love that people are making content. I love that they're also kind of just all learning together. Like there's a lot of stuff like I think I'm pretty good at scoring, but there's a lot of stuff I'm still learning about it. And I'm kind of like that. I'm in an environment of a bunch of people who are also still learning, and we're all kind of learning off of each other. So
Eli got like 2 more years here before he makes it big.
Yeah, I was just about to say,
you guys like a year.
We're all just waiting for the lid to pop off and him just be the next John Williams.
Yeah.
I just want to meet John Williams before he becomes the former John Williams and becomes
he's up there.
Yeah, he's old.
Ennio Morricone.
I mean,
oh my
who
God.
knows? Maybe 50 some odd Oscar nominations will be in your future, just like there were in his.
Appreciate it. Thank you. No, I just want to make music and I want it to be good.
Yeah.
I mean,
there you go.
Especially if anybody who's watching or listening, because I know some people just put stuff on and then let it play in the background, especially podcasts or whatnot. If you haven't heard any of Eli's stuff, Go listen to the Low Lives music. Go to their Facebook page after the podcast, of course. And just listen to some of the stuff they put out, because not only is it just fun, if you watch the videos, they're just funny as fuck. And I think you guys have a natural gift for physical comedy. Sean, I've seen you in serious shorts, because like my skin is gray. I remember seeing that, and I talked to Misha afterwards. I asked when I was in my film appreciation class, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of want to show this to my class. When is it going up? And my teacher loved it, and she asked me a million questions. I'm like, yo, I didn't make this. Like, I'm like, this guy made it. I can try to get a hold of him and ask him these questions. But like,
Who is it?
Pikachu. Did you just say Pikachu?
Yeah. It's actually very easy. All you do is do pick up, and everything works out by itself.
Oscar Ivan says Eli is a genius. I think we all agree.
Damn right.
Thank you, Oscar. You're awesome, man. Thank you, everyone who's watching.
Yeah.
But just like, I know you guys love the independent scene. Is there that want to like break out and be bigger, have your names out there, or do you like staying in this independent?
It's just like a natural progression of things. I think we are here. We have unfinished business here, and that's going to happen. I mean, if we have opportunities in other cities, then we'll explore those. I think, especially in this day and age, and in this economy, and it's going to get worse, is if you just go to another city and you've got no base, you go to LA, for instance, Eli's a killer, but he's going to be amongst a bunch of them who have a lot more connections than he's got,
Yeah.
And it's like, you might as well have a base under you before you can kind of go, so I think
you come to a city with an arsenal, essentially.
Right. So if we did relocate, it would be because we have to, or because we really are getting more opportunities seemingly in those than here. I mean, here it's, as he says, it's a good opportunity to learn, because you make mistakes here, there is no problem. There's no consequence. You just make something better. If you make mistakes out in a bigger market with somebody else's money, well, you might be fucked. So here it's good to kind of get those projects under your belt here, and then just kind of go up and up and up and up in terms of what you can do, and then grow into a new market when you really know you're ready for it, I guess.
Well put.
I know. So
is Misha, is that part of the reason you're making the jump to Atlanta now, because you feel like you're ready to make that next jump? Because realistically, you can say you got a smaller city like Cleveland, that smaller film city, then you jump to Atlanta or a city like Albuquerque, those are probably the next two biggest scenes before LA. Is that part of the reason you're making that jump sooner rather than later?
Yeah, I've been here for 5 years, and I came here into the city not knowing anybody. Now I know half the city, but yeah, it's time for me to just, I mean, I'll be back and forth a lot, and plus, like, I want to try something new. Plus, I've done everything else. I did features, I did short movies, I did everything like possible, all the fun things. So I want to do something new. So I mean, I'll be back here a lot. Everything's online now. So.
And I'm definitely looking around myself.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I remember at your birthday party, you were kind of talking about this when the idea of me moving brought up.
So it's kind of mentioned before. I definitely see the opportunities there, and I'm was really exploring the option, before Operation Hermit came along. But I mean, I'm still very much on the idea of trying it out. My girlfriend definitely is too. But we'll see how it kind of shakes out. Definitely not going to force anything, but that's kind of the way we're going about it, I guess. But I'll still be very much here, with Shifty House, him and Richard's company, helping them out and whatnot. So
shout out to Shifty House Productions. Richard McIntyre.
I was just about to say, Eli, you just recently dipped your toe into the directing.
And they won.
And we won. We did the Fun Mill film competition last January. Shout out to Kinsley and Josh. Made one of the best film festivals I think, in the history of Cleveland Film Festival. And and me and Richard McIntyre, who is my co-partner in film, did Dearly Departed, and we won Best Film. I was really excited. That's awesome. Yeah, it was the first time ever writing, directing, and scoring film, and I even got to do the score actually alongside Sean. Yeah. It's the first time Sean ever did a score too. So yeah.
Wait, so Sean, you did this? I because of my job, I'd miss a lot of these film festivals. So I'm like half this shit I'm just hearing for the first time. So Sean, you got to help score on it. What was that like?
So whenever he's scoring, I'm usually kind of over his shoulder, kind of helping. I mean, I obviously can't do the notes or things like that, but I can kind of tell. It's like, try that here, maybe try that, so I'm generally working with him anyway, even if I'm not the one actually doing the scoring. In this case, we had an idea for what we wanted to do with it. The first thing we tried didn't really work out to what we wanted. So came in, and then we just kind of looked it over, found out the movie we thought we were making, the movie we made were two very different things. So
it kind of blossomed from the original idea was going to be.
Yeah, and so we decided to go with something a little bit more minimalistic and
more wholesome
and quirky to kind of very fucked up nature.
Deer gets shot and everything's happy and fine.
Right.
It's fine.
So the process was essentially the same, except I was more in the microphone doing I do the whistles and some of this and other things and whatnot, but the song at the end so it was
officially called Berries in the Gun.
Berries in the That's right. And then so it's a fun process. We're always kind of in each other's kind of like we're always just working in each other's kind of even in everything we do, whether it's 48s or shorts or sketches or whatever. A lot of times I'll take a look at something he wants me to see the score he did, any notes on it or whatever, and I'll show him stuff up we're doing too. So me and Misha are doing too. So we're always very closely working together. So
I mean, I remember like finishing watching it initially, and I was like, "Oh wow, that was really good." And then when I saw Eli's name pop up as the director, I was like, "I need to find him," because I was like, "Oh, that was so good." Because then I found him afterwards, and I had to tell you, like,
that was cool to see.
It was so good.
Yeah. Eli, you're like the friendly face around the film community because like all of you work with everyone, but it seems like everyone kind of like automatically goes to you for their music nowadays. So
I appreciate it.
I remember after I watched Rise of Ren with the score for the first time, I just messaged you. I'm like, dude, thank you so much.
It was good. I mean, it sounded just like a Star Wars score.
Exactly.
I play it for people all the time.
Actually, I think it is I'm trying to think. I think it is really the only official feature I've ever worked. I'm actually working on a documentary series with a friend of mine, Roger Hill, right now. But otherwise, in terms of, I'm trying to think, because in terms of features, not really counting the Low Lives series, because I mean it is feature length, but it's a series. In terms of just feature films, I think Rise of Ren's the only one I've officially gotten a chance to work on. I believe so.
Yeah, I will always appreciate how you were able to make like a very good Duel of Fates knockoff.
And I mean, the turnaround time on it was incredible too. So again, thank you.
He's fast,
fast with quality. That's the important thing.
Right.
Like it's not like it's real quality stuff.
I'm like, all right, just give me a couple hours. Okay,
I mean, I think that like initially that was what caught Matt's eye, was because he was like, "Oh wow, this is really good," and then he's like, "Oh, a 48 song, yeah, all right." No, he's for sure in, because it was like, oh, he could make it in this time period. That like, I'll be honest, we were trying to figure out like what to do with it, and we're like, oh, if we're gonna submit it to fan film festivals, we probably shouldn't be using copywritten music in it. And then Eli came through, and the rest is history.
No. I wish I knew Eli for In Guns We Trust. No, but I mean, the whole movie's so much easier.
Well, I know, Misha.
Were you ever able to send that over? Or do you not have it?
What?
Because Misha, you're going to send it over, right?
Send what over?
The film. You're going to send Guns We Trust over, right? Like for him to score it?
Oh, yes. Like,
yeah. I'll send you a link. It's in Dropbox, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But
Eli wants to rescore it just for the hell of it.
Yeah. I want to get my hands on. I don't want to see what I can do with it because the actual film's made out of a bunch of different tracks and songs that a bunch of different people made, and so I wanted to just like see like what happens if I just grab it and I just like, what if I do this? I just want to mess with it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that was before like because that was my introduction to working with Misha with that film.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of before. That was actually before you were even. Scoring.
Really? So that was your introduction. I know you guys have been like this. It seems like whenever I see a Misha project, I see that you're involved. So it just blossomed from In Guns We Trust.
Basically, yeah.
Sean, you showed up for audition, right, Sean?
Yeah.
You showed up for audition, and I was like, "Holy shit, this guy's amazing!" So we gave him a part in Guns We Trust, and then we kept in touch, and we just every time I had a little skit, I invited him out, and then we just became friends after that. Yeah. Then he introduced him to Eli.
Yeah. It was that into a 48 short we made, and then
yeah.
And then Low Lives after that. We started kind of coming up with like just the first meetings were happening for that.
PUBG. That was PUBG too, bro.
PUBG, I know, was one of those ones that blew up.
Well,
that was 2 million.
Because Spring Break happened right after that, and then PUBG was right after that, and then it just went from there and there and there into one thing after another. Yeah.
So I know each of you are Eli. You're kind of stepping more in front of the camera now because of the band. I know Sean and Misha, you're both actors on top of just creators. Is there a dream role for you guys? Because Nick and I normally ask this question to anyone who's an actor, anyways. But is there a dream role for each of you guys to play?
The Doctor, maybe.
The Doctor?
It won't happen because I'm not British, but probably the Doctor.
Really, Doctor Who? I'm kind of shocked by that.
I'd like to crack at that. I think. I don't know. There's a bunch like that. I guess. I don't know, things that kind of pop up. So
we have Dawn Ray Burney commenting. All of you are artistic and comedic geniuses. I can't wait to see you all make it big time. The Low Lives is original in itself. Love you, Eli. Miss you.
Miss you too, John. I hope you and James are doing well.
I don't have a favorite role because I'm not really an actor. I'm more of a director. I don't. Yeah.
I see you in front of the camera so often. I gotta ask.
I don't know because sometimes we have no actors and I have to do it.
I don't know if I've ever had a favorite role I wanted to do, but I'd always wanted to do the Alfred Hitchcock thing, where if I ever make a film, I want to be like a cameo in it, but I want to be the guy who just makes like life harder for the protagonist. Where I just like appear and like bump into him on the road or something. And
it's slightly inconvenient.
The annoying cameo that just messes things up.
not enough to be M. Night Shyamalan, who has to have like a major supporting role. In movies
but enough to make things kind of annoying, but not the action nature.
Well, Todd Phillips will do that. Like in The Hangover, he was the dude.
Yeah.
In the elevator. So sometimes Todd Phillips will do stuff like that, and I think Favreau will do stuff like that.
I was just about to say Tarantino does stuff like that too.
Well, for Dearly Departed, Richard and I almost because then we changed the way we shot it, but we almost were going to do a thing where the scene with the Hunter and Butcher talking, and in the background you see me and Richard just kind of casually wiping the window with like a completely blank expression on our faces, and then when we come back to the shot, we're just not there anymore.
Yeah,
we thought doing something, but we never ended up doing that. But
they were in our movie Surprise. So
yes, we were our.
Yeah. So
yeah,
we did our fun mill film Surprise, and they had a cameo in that as these two kind of furry fetish.
Yeah.
We like that. We love dogs.
Right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I showed that to my dad. He thought it was hilarious, by the way.
Oh, good.
Well, guys, I want to thank you for joining us today. It was really nice getting to know you a bit more. I know I want to try to get we've talked about this for a while. We want to get each of you individually. I know we covered a little bit of that stuff, but part of what we do here is we like to get to know independent talent and try to share it and embrace it. So I know, Misha, I got a ton I want to ask you, because do you have too many projects, too many videos, and it's just like...
I got time.
We all do now.
Yeah. No, guys, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. And signing off, I'm Matt.
Nick.
Misha.
Eli. Then Tony Mango.
Think of Sean, not Bob now.
we haven't been able to figure out the outro thing quite yet, so we're working on it.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Outro. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us. Oh yeah, play out music. I like it. Have a good night, everyone.
Thank you.